Hello, good afternoon. It is the 20th of May, and I am here making my weekly video. I made a video last night, which was slightly out of the ordinary. It was just a video really responding to the panorama video that was made, put out in the week, of which I watched some and had quite a strong response. So I made a video yesterday about my own process of diagnosis for ADHD. But this is my kind of weekly, still here, still a head teacher, um, still have ADHD. Um, so today's news is that this morning, um, so really I am really tired. I'm still trying to get myself through to the end of a long year as a first year as a head teacher. Um, there are days now where I look back and think I've made huge progress, and I really enjoy what I do, but I am absolutely exhausted. And a lot of what I've achieved, I think, has come at a bit of a cost, as for many, many, many head teachers and teachers working probably in rural areas, but maybe in the profession in general. Um, and so, yeah, it's been another week of lots of things. And then, yeah, so I was very tired last night and could barely stay awake, and managed to smash a couple of glasses by accident, or a glass rather by accident, and was a bit clumsy. And yesterday I also managed to lock myself out in the morning at school, which again was a thing. And then in that way that bad things always happen in threes, this morning I stubbed my toe very hard, and I've broken my toe, the one next to my little toe, quite badly. So I've been at A&E this morning, and it hurts, and it's a stupid accident. But the point of all this is that the thing about ADHD is it makes you more clumsy, it makes you have more accidents, and it's much, much worse when you're tired. And I think the thing I have to realise is that I just have to watch out and take care. I wrote a blog several years ago about when I fell and hurt myself, and just sort of said, this is a kind of warning sign. And I think it's about just, yeah, an accident's an accident, but actually for me, I'm much more accident prone when I'm tired, and when my ADHD tendencies are worse. And I think yeah, by which I mean I tend to rush more. Um, I tend to not pay attention to myself enough. I tend to not notice pain. I tend to not notice hunger. I tend to not notice complete and utter exhaustion. Um, but the difficulty with that is that I'm in a job where it's hard to rest. In fact, it's not just the job, it's life. That's the thing. I'm in a life where it's hard to rest because I find it so hard to switch off, have a day in bed, or do anything like that without just finding it incredibly uncomfortable. So it's about kind of learning to accept that discomfort. Um, so yeah, that's a bit of a random waffle, again, I suppose, but I think it's just about acknowledging that, yes, sort of the high functioning and the being incredibly efficient, it does come at a cost. And it's just, I think things happen as warning signs to kind of go, right, hang on a minute. So that my toe now means I'm not running a 10K next weekend, which I was going to do and catch up with friends. I'm hoping it doesn't curtail other things. I've checked I can still go swimming, which is fine. It does hurt to walk on, but I think I'm okay driving as long as I can emergency stop, which I can because it's not a bit of my foot, all those daft things. All of it's about risk assessment, doing things safely. Um, the hilarious part is I always call myself the queen of risk assessment, and yet, it's known that people with ADHD tend to be spontaneous and impulsive. And I think a lot of the struggle of ADHD when you're in a very responsible job is knowing, is doing all the responsible, sensible things, and it's harder than it would be if you didn't have ADHD. And again, that's I think where the exhaustion comes from. Um, so yeah, and it's finding those times when which I do find, singing or dancing or being silly or just having some time to just be a bit more ADHD that is important. And that's something I've really learned is I need those times. And actually, the lovely thing is I'm in a job where um, some of those funny, silly times can be in the classroom with the wee ones, just having a load of fun, telling stories, all of which are absolutely allowed and educational and brilliant, but just being playful and joyous with younger children. Um, so I'm really lucky that I have that as an outlet and singing and this week we've been it's been rainbows and spring, so lots of songs about rainbows and that's the bit I think that I'm so lucky to have the job that I have. Um, so yeah, it's just I suppose taking stock. But anyway, Poorly Toe, that's the title today. Poorly Toe, and it's a warning sign. So yeah, um, I don't know quite what I'm going to do with the rest of the weekend. I have got so many things I have to do, and I'm going to have to just. I think I'm going to write a list, as I say. I quite often need to do go away, write a list, and just make a plan, and then um, tomorrow afternoon going to listen to some music, going to a chamber concert, so that will be lovely. Next Saturday, toe permitting, going to see Harry Styles. Oh my word, I can't wait. And not running a 10k then. It's disappointing. Not that running the 10k would have been a nightmare, but I was going to see my two very, very, very good friends, and that was so that's very disappointing. So yeah. And the other thing is my ear is completely blocked. I'm deaf in one ear. That's annoying as well because I something happened swimming and I got a blocked ear with water. So yeah, just feeling a bit sorry for myself, but on the scale of it, everything's good. Take care, stay well, stay safe, and look after yourself.